the jury find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
As the jurors delivered their verdict on each of the 5 counts,
Not guilty.
Kyle Rittenhouse was overcome with emotion,
Not guilty.
collapsing in the courtroom as the final not guilty was read aloud.
He's not guilty!
Yeah! Outside, jubilation from supporters of the teen.
It validates that we have a Second Amendment right to defend ourselves and protect ourselves.
And anger from the families of the victims and supporters of Jacob Blake. Blake was shot by Kenosha police, touching off the racial justice protests where Rittenhouse shot 3 men, killing 2.
But these jurors saw a different America than we see every day.
The lengthy trial was defined by Rittenhouse's own emotional testimony and by a judge who repeatedly sparred with the prosecution.
That's basic law. It's been basic law in this country for 40 years, 50 years.
Yet it all came down to one central question. Was Rittenhouse acting as a vigilante or in self-defense?
You cannot claim self-defense against a danger you create.
The prosecution portrayed Rittenhouse as a wannabe soldier who went looking for trouble and fame when he showed up armed to the protests.
No serious, credible medic wears an AR-15 slung around their body.
Rittenhouse's lawyers argued the shootings were an act of self-preservation, saying the then 17-year-old traveled to the city from his home in Illinois to protect property from rioters when he was ambushed.
Every person who was shot was attacking Kyle.
Ultimately, prosecutors were unable to convince the jury that Rittenhouse was not acting in self-defense.
The jury system works and we have to abide by it.
Once facing life in prison, the 18-year-old is now a free man, though he still could face civil suits. In a country polarized by issues of race, politics, and gun violence, Rittenhouse will have to choose whether to fade quietly into private life or embrace his newfound infamy. Jackson Proskow, Global News, Washington.